Hello Cobras and welcome back to Let's Play Earthbound. I am TryclydeTamer and we are going through a little bit of the swampy water, going to be fighting some manly fish. At the very end of the last episode, Pooh joined us back with Starstorm, a very awesome attack that doesn't miss, so that's a very awesome thing. I have to reiterate that it was awesome. And I didn't take the liberty off screen of going to heal, because, well, there's healing opportunities coming up before long anyway. In fact, we're right by the place where we need to be. Here's a big open area that we can teleport beta easily if we want. Some enemies to fight, but I won't really bother too much with the enemies. And we're just going to enter the place. We're shy. We're shy. Yeah, that's all these guys say. They're the Tinder tribe and they tend to be shy. Weird junk. Yeah, you can call your dad to save or your mother to cure the homesickness. It seems to be that, like, I call my mother to, like, prevent homesickness from happening, which I don't think that's how it works, and then it seems to be, like, right after the homesickness settles in, so it's probably better seemingly to wait until you actually get things. And Death Ray, awesome thing for Jeff. So these guys being shy seems to be a thing. We're all shy. Rumor, I heard a book to fix shyness there is. Where? Don't know. Just a rumor. Okay. Yeah. Hotel here, we can go sleep if we so desire in the hole, and we have free stay. Sure, we'll stay. Okay, you stay. Quite the minimalist inn we have here, but let's just carry on. And here's a hot spring if we want to use it, but I'm all healed up and have no problems, so what we want to do is talk to you, shy that we are. There's only one Tinder who's not shy, it's me, Bubby! You know what? There's someone scared that comes from the underground, so we covered up the hole. There are lots of dinosaurs there. I went there once, but I came right back because I was so surprised. There's a talking stone that talks a lot. Do you want to go and see? I understand, but I'm not as strong as I look. I'm sorry, I guess I can't help you. The guy next to me is strong, but he lacks conversation skills. He needs to overcome his shyness first. So we need to find a way to do that. Right as soon as we go outside, phone call. Hello, it's been a while since we talked. This is Apple Kid. We're having beautiful weather here. I'm now at Dr. Andonut's lab in Winters. There's no apostrophe. The doctor doesn't seem to be around right now. But I'm just working on my eraser machine. And that jingle isn't good. And a lot of exclamation points. Hey! Oh no! What are you doing to me? Who are you? Click. Yes, I haven't talked with you in ages. This is Orange Kid. We're finally coming near to the end of our research on how to change a boiled egg back into a raw egg. By the way, Apple Kid is missing because he got Apple Kidnapped. He left here saying that he was going to see Dr. Andonut in Winters, and he never came back. I was hoping to borrow the book Overcoming Shyness from him, but suddenly he disappeared. I haven't read the book, so I'm not very good at talking. Sorry. I'm also working hard on my invention, so I hope you'll understand. Say hello to your friends for me. Click. So it seems to be that we must go to Winters and walk all the way to Dr. Andonut's lab, all the way from the boarding school, and find out what's going on there. Jeff, long time no see. You've gotten taller. I don't have time to chat right now. Tony's missing. I thought he was with you. He suddenly disappeared. He's usually very responsible and leaves a note at least. Sebastian Chum was kidnapped, so it seems that Apple Kid wasn't the only one. There's also Tony and Sebastian, one of the Tessie Watchers. Alright, into the lab. Dr. Andonut is not here, so he must have been kidnapped too, but Bigfoot's still here, and here's Apple Kid's mouse. I've been waiting for you. My master Apple Kid completed this eraser machine. While he was calling you, he was kidnapped. He felt like this. 5 exclamation points, even though I think there was some spaces in between, maybe 1 or 2 more. I was there, but was helpless. Sorry about that. Anyway, take this machine. And so, his mouse is going to give us the eraser. Alright, so let's heal up and then get to the bottom of this stuff. The center of the issues is here at the Stonehenge. So let's enter the small hole, and we are now in a base of operations for the enemy of things going on. Here's the one eraser statue from my memory in the game, so I'm pretty sure it's the only one, so we can just go ahead and get rid of it now to free up an inventory space, but it's too much work to go all that small distance, even though we're going to be going pretty far into this place, and it would take a good amount of time to come back out, normally. Alright, and we got some enemies, and we're getting green swirls on them. These are Starmen, but we're getting green swirls and killing them easily. Okay, let's see if I can actually get into a battle without a green swirl. It's so easy to get a green swirl on them because they appear right in front of you, and then you have like a second window of time to be able to actually grab your item. And I'm trying to remember like the paths that you take. to get to the normal way to go. Here's the Moot Senior, which I believe is still weak to fire. I'll just go with Beta for now, because we don't want to use too much PP, because, well, yeah. I do have brain food lunches, and you can buy those at Galam, but just play it safe with PP. But yeah, I'm going to be kind of straying from what I remember to be the normal path to actually get some items. Actually, I think this is a good way to go, yeah, because you avoid some enemies drought that way, and get the spicy jerky right here. Yay! I do still want to get in battle with the Starman, though, just because they're pretty revolutionary enemies. No, they're not the Starman from Mario. They're rather alien entities, unless the Starmen from Mario are as well. Okay, this enemy right here, the Atomic Power Robot, is another exploding enemy, and it also does something called replenishing a fuel supply, so check out any enemies that are not it first, and you can run away if you want, but if you want to risk things like I do, just like beat it as quick as you can without replenishing a fuel supply and fully revitalizing its HP, if you can kill it in one go, then so be it. Yeah, I did take a little bit of damage right there, and I'm going to be reverting my path. Is that even a word? Reverting? Doesn't sound like it. Let's run into a Starman. Thought I would have done a red scroll there, but they're weird enemies to run into. Got Starman. I don't think these guys have shields, so I'm just gonna go do freeze beta because it's always good on them. And these guys seem to be pretty impervious, actually, the opposite of impervious, vulnerable to the slime generator thing, so you can freeze them in place if I don't kill it this first turn. That didn't do a lot of damage because it was on guard. Something sticky stuck to the enemy, but it didn't work on the Starman. I don't know. It's a nice little item to use on occasion. But the main thing we're coming for here is a Guts Capsule. Awesome stuff, and I'll give it to Ness. Alright, save a little bit of time by cutting all the way down here, and there's a magic butterfly. Level 61, Ness is getting PK Flash Gamma. Level 57, Paul is getting Thunder Gamma. Okay, and eventually, you're going to end up at these stairs, and that's the way you want to be, because you're getting closer and closer to the area where we want to end up. After a few fights, there's our little checkpoint, I guess, so we've made it over here, and I do know that there's an item when we make it to the end of this path. I thought it was the earlier room, which is a couple life noodles. Alright, at the end of this room I had to speak about homesickness, and so it came up, and we're going to be going through to this room, and we're going to be fighting some new enemies. Now in this place we're going to be getting some interesting things. How much EXP are we going to get out of this? 7537, so that's a Starman Super, and Starman Supers can give you Pooh's ultimate weapon, a 1 in 128 drop item, these Sword of Kings. So what I plan to do for this place, I'm going to be doing save state kind of things. Well, not exactly save state, but like restore point. And yeah, this is what the Starman Super's like. I'm just going to do some normal bashing, and then use a shield killer because it has a PSI shield. Once you get the shield out of the way, you can wail on it with PSI attacks, but I already have so much power anyway, so I can just normally bash through this fight. At the end of this, here's an item, a Broken Harmonica, which will be good for Jeff for a new weapon. And then now we do the save stating thing. I'm going to create a restore point, and here's my restore point. Now I'm going to go out of this, and then I'm going to bring up the menu a few times, and then that supposedly resets things. And now I'm going to get green swirls, and keep running into Starman Supers, and see if good things happen. Level 52, Pooh would get Healing Omega, which can revive unconscious members. Okay, Pooh got Thunder Omega, and the enemy left the present. Inside the present, there was a Sword of Kings. Awesome stuff. Oh, yeah. Well, it took me a lot longer than it did in practice. Like, I had one attempt in practice that took a few minutes. I was like, I'll play it a different time. Then I booted up the game later and did this. I don't think I did say stating stuff because I was on practice file and I already had a restore point set up on this file. So I just went, and then after a couple minutes, it gave me the Sword of Kings. So the strategy I ultimately resorted to was go all the way to the end here, make my restore point, do this a few times to supposedly do the randomization thing, and then just keep going until normal Starman appears, so it has a possibility of being Starman Supers. But if you do get like a green swirl with a Starman Super, as long as the Starman Super is in the battle with another enemy, you can normally set up your attacks, but on Jeff's turn, spy on the enemy, because that can let you know if the enemy has a certain item, and if not, you can just run away. That's the best strategy in the end. So now we go down ladders. Yes, there's gonna be more ladders in a minute. Present opening time, PSI caramel, yay, good stuff because I definitely used up a lot. I did use a brain food lunch and a caramel. At least one thing about this game, running away from enemies makes them disappear. It's not like, I don't know, at least Paper Mario. Pokemon doesn't do that, but the way Pokemon works is random encounters that are constantly annoying you, but it's a lot easier to run away in Pokemon. That's also how Mother 1 works, random encounters. And in this room, we got dungeon mice, awesome stuff, ooh, amazing. And Pooh's Sword of Kings, it may only increase his offense by 30, but it's the only weapon that Pooh can get, and it's one of his 4 collectibles, so it's good to get it. And plus, I do plan to get everybody's ultimate weapon, which I'll be having to do that same process 3 more times. How awesome. This present contains a broken trumpet! Okay, let's go to the tip top of the room and swerve our way down here and grab the Pixie's bracelet. I believe I will put that on Jeff. And at the very top right corner of the room is a speed capsule. All that rigmarole out of the way. And here's where people are being held captive. So we got Sebastian, the Tessie Watcher, Tony, and Mr. Saturn, Dr. Randonuts, Jeff's dad, and Mr. T, which is actually Jeff's real dad, Apple Kid, and some random hippie. Awesome stuff, and you can talk to them. Look, can't breathe. Next bloop. Wait, he's turning into a blooper. That's what all these Starmen are doing. I mean, they secretly are the Mario enemies. Well, we got a normal Starman in here. Actually, it would be a boss character Starman. You're much stronger than our intelligence indicated. We're not prepared for that individuality. The prophecy from the Apple Enlightenment may be true, but you must not underestimate us. And it is a boss battle to take on. I'm going to be starting off with a, let's see, do I got a sudden guts pill? No, I do not, and I'm pretty good on PP. You could use a multi-bottle rocket and take this guy out in one go, but that's a little cheap, so I don't really exactly plan to do it. I'll use a shield killer because I do believe he has a shield. And let's take advantage of Pooh's Sword of Kings that he now has. Shield killer. Get rid of his shield. And he can hit you with Starstorm, which is pretty nasty. Oh no, he fired a beam on Ness. That ain't a good thing. I'll just use Rock and Gamma. Actually, I'll just keep bashing him. And then as for Paula, I'll give him the strongest Freeze Omega that I can do. And as for Jeff, I do have a couple multi-bottle rockets. I'll just use one of them. And then as for Pooh, I don't really need to do much, but a Starstorm should suffice. Bam, Freeze Omega. And Pooh's using Starstorm. Now he's really seeing stars. And then he's using Starstorm on me. It's not as good as Pooh's, even though everybody's getting a lot of damage. And Paula's gonna hang out with a gutsy hit. Good thing I chose to do the multi-bottle rocket, because he's now defeated. We don't have to worry about anybody fainting now. Yeah, I pretty much showed off that battle pretty well. 40,000 EXP. Okay, there he goes. And with him out of the way, it's gonna turn this thing here off and shut down the base. When you defeated Starmen Deluxe, the Stonehenge base ceased functioning. Awesome stuff. And not only that, such a crazy earthquake caused the glass not to shatter, but everybody came out. Awesome stuff. Kidnapped, happy, I'm saying awesome stuff a lot. Rescued, I give you ribbon. Okay, so we got the Saturn ribbon for Paula. I was scared, but I knew I'd be saved if I courageously just sat here and waited long enough. That's what I thought, but I began to lose hope. I'm so glad you saved me after all. That's good. Can I get through, please, Mr. Saturn? Because you're kind of not letting me. Apple Kid, I expected there to be about a 7% chance that you would rescue me. I just thought it was a good opportunity to meet Mr. Saturn. Also, you got to meet Dr. Randonuts. See you. Is that all I gotta say? What? You're looking for the book Overcoming Shyness? I returned it to the All-Night Library. Please use the book to help the Shy Timid tribe. Anyway, because I knew you had an incredible experience. Well, I was kidnapped by some of Gygas's toadies, and that 7% chance of being rescued pulled through, and it was more than the chance of finding the Sword of Kings. Dr. Randonuts, since our imprisonment is now over, I want to start on the phase of Sword as soon as possible. I almost forgot to thank you. Thank you. Don't worry about us, you got important things to do. Tony? Jeff buddy, oh me, oh my, you came to rescue me. Pal, oh Ness, I'm Tony, I'm Jeff's best friend, I've known him for the longest time. don't have to say too much more than that, like that phone call. I was kidnapped while milking a cow on my farm. I didn't think they'd get a ransom by kidnapping little old me. Just a random redneck Mr. T. This is the happiest moment of my life. Do you mean hippiest moment? No matter what happens, I will live 10,000 years. Thanks for all you've done. Now I'm gonna use an exit mouse and go heal up and stuff. Broken trumpet has been fixed to be the defense shower, which is better than defense spray. Let's go into the on-net library right here. You found the book Overcoming Shyness. That kid read the book Overcoming Shyness. If you remember at the start of the game, he was, man, a few words. So let's give the shyness book to the village leader. Book can fix shyness. Thanks. Relax. I'll read to everyone. Oh, just holding this book in my hand makes me feel like I'm overcoming my shyness already. I'll really take time to read it to everyone. The leader of the Tinder tribe read Overcoming Shyness to everyone. I'm getting southern all of a sudden. Chat chat, whisper whisper, I'd like to give you some Tinder kraut in return. Tinder kraut is a type of dish that all tend to like. It stinks, but it tastes wonderful. Nestlin's leader of the Tinder tribe, the book Overcoming Shyness. Oh, I got the Tinder kraut. Here is the shop, Tinder. I like the Horn of Life. Give me the Horn of Life. I give you something. Look at list. So, you get a total of 7 items, and I got 7 Horns of Life, and eventually, when you get into the last 3 items, you get some good things. The Bag of Dragonite, the Talisman Coin, which I think is just as good as, or less as good, than the Talisman, or Mr. Sad Ribbon, or pretty much anything we have on anybody. And the Hall of Fame Bat. So I'm going to trade things through. Okay, so the Talisman Coin was good for 10 more defense on Ness, so I put on him, and the Hall of Fame Bat, of course. Powerful! I so show everyone! And it didn't even need to do anything. Up, I got it, yeah! Man, he must have telepathic skills or something. Recently, everyone is able to talk a lot, so I lost my identity. Oh, it would be ironic if he became shy after hearing the book. And this is where I end this episode of Let's Play Earthbound. Until next time, where we go down the hole and find that super talkative rock. Do not toast yourself.